Hey, how's it going? It's been a little while. I haven't done a video in like a week. Haven't done a video in my car in longer than that. So, got a new little microphone set up here. Hopefully that works a little bit better. I've been having audio quality, clarity issues with the cell phone camera here. The new phone. So, anyway, enough about that. Nobody is interested in that, right? I mean, technical stuff, whatever. But anyway, I still have this habit. I want to like project towards the phone, but I guess I don't have to do that anymore. I don't know. We'll see. It should be pretty good with this thing right here. But anyway, let's get down to business here. What are we talking about today? Man, I'm a little out of practice right now. Today, let's see. Let's talk about counterattacking. That's right. That's what I wanted to talk about. The art of the counterattack. That is when you're, whether it's a situation where you're being tempted really severely, or maybe you've already fallen to temptation and you feel like you're going to get stuck in this rut, or you're already stuck in a rut, just wherever you're at. This really applies to pretty much any situation, unless you're just cruising, the smooth sailing, no issues or anything like that, in which case I guess this wouldn't apply that much. But anyway, for the rest of you, for the rest of us, because I still struggle from time to time too. I've been off porn for over a year now, and even now, even this past week or so has been really difficult, and it's taken considerable effort in order to stay the course, to stick with this thing, and to not screw up. And really, half of this is just knowing that you can counterattack. That's half of the strategy here. It's just knowing that that's an option for you. Because for the longest time, I just felt like, oh, I'm being tempted again. It's getting more difficult and more difficult and more difficult. And eventually I'm probably going to stumble. I'm going to fall back into it. And that's what would happen. And instead of looking at my strategy, looking at how my behavior had changed, looking at my options, just looking and seeing, okay, I was doing really well, say, a couple weeks ago, and now it's getting really difficult. I'm more and more tempted. I feel like I'm slipping closer and closer and closer. Well, what's going on? Okay, well, I have started, in response to the temptation, I have started to visit different websites or areas of websites that I didn't used to. I wonder if you can still hear the engine. Anyway, I'm visiting parts of the different websites that I didn't used to visit when I was successful, the things that I stayed away from. Maybe it's has a bigger hold on your mind. Maybe you're entertaining thoughts more than you used to. It could be a number of things. Maybe you aren't spending as much time with God. Maybe that's part of it too. What you can do here when you're in that situation is you can identify these areas that maybe aren't strictly problems in and of themselves, but correlate with these problems. You understand? So maybe, let's say I'm on a kind of image board, and normally I would visit this place and this place and this place, and these places are all safe for work. There's nothing there that's bad, nothing nasty is going to get you into trouble. And then you start going to other places that have pornography, but for reasons other than pornography. That was a big trap for me through most of the time that I struggled with pornography. It was, I would get motivated and all that, and I would decide, okay, I'm going to quit porn, going to stop going to this place and this place and this place. And back then I used to go on 4chan a lot, so I'm like, okay, I'm only going to go on, say, for instance, the automotive board and the politically incorrect board, because those are places, they're interesting to me. There's rarely any pornography there, or at least there was. And I'll just stick to these places. It's not going to be an issue, and those places rarely were any kind of issue. And I'm not going to go to these other places. Obviously, I'm not going to go to the porn boards, but I'm also not going to go to the places that are kind of in between. And then over time, that motivation wears off. You start getting tempted again, and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to go to the random board just for I'm not going to look at porn, even though I know there's porn on there, lots of it. But I'm going to look for, say, some other type of thread. Okay, you can go there, and you find what you're looking for. You're like, okay, well, let's look at the catalog. Let's look at the list of threads here. Oh, look, there's a porn one. Well, I'm not going to look at that. Oh, look, there's another. And then it just goes on and on until curiosity gets the best of you and you end up falling back in. That was my scenario many, many times. To avoid this, because I catch myself wanting to fall into the same trap even now, even within these last couple of weeks. What you do in that case is you don't try to toe the line as much as you can. You don't try to just barely hold off for as long as you can. What you got to do in that case is you counterattack, and what that means is you become more strict with yourself. You analyze what you're doing, where you're going, what direction it's headed in, where it's led you before, and you change your behavior to match behavior that breeds success. You analyze your thoughts, you think, okay, why am I really going here? Well, yeah, maybe my own motives are fairly pure, but could my motives be corrupted easily? Yeah? Okay, well, let's not put myself in that situation. Did I really miss this all that much when I wasn't looking around here? When I was all motivated and everything and I was feeling great, I was feeling like, yeah, no fap for life, dude. I didn't miss the random board. I didn't miss these other boards that had in the past been stumbling blocks for me. These boards that had other forms of entertainment, other things to offer besides porn, but I didn't miss those things either that much. It was just kind of, okay, yeah, this thing is a stumbling block, it's a problem in my life, I need to get it out of here. And yeah, there's a little bit of sacrifice involved in that, but dude, anything worthwhile is going to involve some sacrifice, okay? And you got to embrace that, all right? And I did embrace that in those times when I felt great about this whole quitting porn thing. I embraced that sacrifice, and it was not a big deal for me. Then when I would get tempted again, it started to feel more and more like a sacrifice, and it was a sacrifice I didn't want to make, and so I stopped making that sacrifice. I put myself in a position to be tempted, and I fell back in. That's what happened. So when you counterattack, what you're doing largely is you're removing these stumbling blocks. You're removing these opportunities for failure. You're removing these traps from your life, these potential traps anyway. And that's so effective. And once you really draw the line and you say, okay, this is where I'm at. I'm not going any farther than this, okay? I'm staying back here. All that other stuff, yeah, there's some good stuff along with it, but there's too much evil there, and I'm not going to mess with it. When you draw that line, then something happens, and it's hard to really explain it, but the temptation does start to fade away a little bit, at least in my experience. It starts to fade away some, and the more resolutely you resist these tiny little baby steps back towards temptation, and the more you fight back against them, just even way out of proportion to what it seems like it is, when you retaliate in a way that's disproportionate to what's coming after you, then a lot of times that temptation, it seems like it'll just turn tail and run. And it's almost as if, you got some tempter back there, and I mean, for me, I'm a Christian, so I do believe that we're tempted by actual spiritual entities, but it's almost as if you have this tempter sitting back there. He's like, man, they're on to us. Okay, fall back, regroup, figure something out, and we'll try again later. That's literally what it feels like. And you know what? That's good. That's effective, because this is a fight that you take on one day at a time, one battle at a time here. Don't worry about the rest of your life. Again, I've talked about this so much in other videos. I talked about another video. There's another how to quit porn video. Every day is day one, I think was the title. And this is the only day that you've got to be concerned with right now. Don't worry about the rest of your life. Think about what you're going to do today. And counterattacking for today, even if the temptation is going to come back later, you'll deal with it that day. And you're going to win if you know how, if you know what to do, and if you don't compromise. If you are seriously in this, you're going to know how to win. So, counterattack, okay? Use that. Don't be afraid to go on the offensive here when it feels like you're being backed into a corner, okay? When you feel yourself getting pushed back, you're being pushed further than you want to go, you see a familiar pattern, you're like, I've been down this road before, I know where it leads, what do? Dude, get off the road, okay? Run. Get away from that. Attack that part of your life and get it back to where it needs to be, okay? Don't make excuses, don't make exceptions, don't compromise or anything like that. Just get it back under control. Take it over. And that's how you will live to fight another day. All right? You'll win this battle, and you'll be more prepared for the next one because, and I've talked about this before too in other videos, I talk about so many things. There's so much crossover, so much overlap. It's almost like all of this is part of one consistent worldview. It all meshes together, you know? Crazy, isn't it? But, lost my train of thought there. Anyway. Oh yeah, what this does is it builds discipline. You see, taking control of your life like that, doing these things that you don't want to do, making those sacrifices that you just don't want to make, that builds that discipline, and that is so valuable. Discipline crosses over to every single area of your life, and discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the more powerful it becomes, okay? It grows and grows and grows. So, this is temptation is an opportunity for growth, I believe. So don't feel like you're being backed into a corner. If you do feel like that, and then go on the attack, you get yourself out of that corner. Take that ground back. When you're losing ground, don't just wonder where it went. Go take it back, okay? This is a fight, and you can win this fight. You are more powerful than your enemy here, okay? You control the battlefield. The battlefield is you. It's your head. It's your body, all right? So, that about sums it up there, really. I can't add a whole lot to that. I hope that makes sense to y'all. If you have any questions or anything, then go to the comments. Send me a message, whatever's most comfortable for you. And yeah, that sums it up for today. Hope that's helpful. If you want more videos like this, there are tons more on my channel. So many, like almost 50, I think. I don't even know how many anymore. Lots of videos on my channel cover all kinds of different aspects of this. Lots of great info. All this stuff is stuff that I've learned fighting porn, fighting my own addiction. For 5 years, I just struggled and struggled, never made any progress. 6th year, I started making some progress and finally quit a little over a year ago. So it's all experience-based. It's all good stuff. So check it out. If you want to keep up with this in the future, because I am going to be doing more videos, then subscribe, and it'll be super convenient. It'll let you know when I do things, and you're like, hey, Brahashafat has posted the video. I'm going to watch it. And that's about it. I've got a Twitter. My Twitter game is weak, though. You can follow that if you like. It's the same name, BrahashafatG. Be a link down there. But anyway, until next time, God bless you guys. Have a wonderful porn-free day, week, month, rest of your life. Get this stuff under control, all right? Counterattack. Take back any ground that you've lost, okay? Because you can. It's totally up to you. You control the battlefield here, okay? Never forget that. And never forget Harambe either. But God bless you guys. Take it easy, but not too easy. And I will talk to y'all later.